A voice from inside Iran reaches across borders, a rapper's appeal that is stirring a global debate here. This is not just music, this is not just a celebrity statement. This is a political cry coming from inside one of the world's most tightly controlled societies, and it is now echoing far beyond Iran's border because an Iranian rapper, his name is Miraj Tehrani, he has stepped into the global spotlight with a message that is as controversial as it is emotional. Well, a message directed straight at Washington, straight at Donald Trump, and straight into one of the most sensitive geopolitical debates of our times. Let's talk about the rapper who turned the protest here. Miraj Tehrani is not just known for beats and rhythms. Inside Iran's underground music scene, he has built a reputation as a voice of frustration, rebellion, and youth anger. Iran's security have long maintained strict control over artistic expression. Musicians, filmmakers, writers, social media influencers, they often face censorship, surveillance, sometimes imprisonment if their work challenges the political or religious establishment here. Well, in such an environment, even a song, it can become an act of resistance. And Tehrani, he has been walking that dangerous line. So, in recent remark and public messaging too, Tehrani expressed the belief that internal change in Iran is nearly impossible without any outside involvement. He openly suggests that foreign support, particularly from the US, it could be very important to challenge Iran's ruling system. In fact, he placed his hope directly on US President Donald Trump. Now, this is not a small statement. In Iran, openly calling for foreign involvement, it is extremely controversial and often viewed by the authorities as a crossing of red line. In fact, his words, it carries global weight. To understand why this moment matters, you need to understand Iran's political structure here. Iran is governed by a system where ultimate authority rests with their supreme leader. Alongside powerful religious institutions and security forces, political opposition is heavily restricted here. Public protests have erupted multiple times in recent years, often driven by economic hardship, social restriction, and calls for political reforms. But those protests have frequently been met with crackdowns, and this has created a growing debate inside Iran. Can change come from within, or does it really require outside pressure? Well, Tehrani's remark directly touch that sensitive question. And here's the dangerous history. Foreign intervention in Iran is not just political theory, it carries deep historical trauma. Many Iranians still remember the 1953 coup when foreign powers were accused of helping remove Iran's elected government. That event continues to shape how Iranians view outside influence today. Because of this particular history, calls for foreign assistance divide Iranian society sharply. Some see it as necessary, others see it as interference that could worsen their stability here. Now, Trump's part. Donald Trump, well, he remains a very controversial figure, deeply polarized in Iran. In fact, during his first term too, Trump withdrew from the nuclear agreement with Iran, reimposed heavy sanctions, and adopted a maximum pressure strategy against Iran. And in season 2 of Trump, it is intensifying. His policies, well, it has left Iran struggling economically, but they also increased tension between the two nations. Now, for the supporters of the regime change, Trump is viewed by some as a strong opponent of Iran's leadership. But for critics, his approach is seen as escalating confrontation without offering clear solution. In the end, Tehrani's appeal places him directly inside the global political divide right now. But he is also at risk. Speaking openly against Iran's political system carries serious risk. Iran has arrested journalists, activists, artists in the past for political criticism. While detail about any official response to Tehrani's statement remains unclear, but his comments can really expose him to legal and personal danger.